the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys.
One. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Matt, how are you doing?
Doing well. It's a sunny day out here in Cambridge, and yeah, just sipping a little coffee,
Hmm.
and yeah, doing great this Sunday morning. How are things over in Kanazawa?
Yeah, things are good. It's starting to get a little chilly. Yeah, it's starting to go into the winter season here. I myself have what I've been having recently. This is the Taru High. I think I've talked
Mm,
about this a couple times recently.
nice.
This is my go-to these days. Yeah, just getting back. Was at the in-laws. My
Oh yeah.
my young strapping boy Leo just turned 1 year old. So
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. Cheers to that. Yep. So yeah, no, things are good here. Hey, another week, another Conbini Boys episode. I'm getting pumped up. I don't know. How about you?
Oh, I'm jacked up. And as usual, we have a lot to talk about, Mike. So, what do you say we just dive right into it?
Let's do it. All right. As always, you know where we're going. We're going to the Chiki Wars. So,
Hmm.
Matt, we got a couple of Chikis this week, and let's just jump right into it. The first one that we're looking at, we are looking at.
Oh boy.
We're back with the Karage-kun,
Hmm.
and this week we're looking at the tartar sauce, the taru taru sauce Karage-kun. As you can see, this is the black label, so this is a premier Karage-kun right here.
Oh.
Um, I don't know. What are your first impressions on the old taru taru Karage-kun?
Well, first off, we think this is known flavor 208.
Yes.
So Karage-kun marches on with the flavors. The tartar sauce, I'm struck by it because in the U.S., tartar sauce normally paired, of course, with fish and chips, fish sticks, things like
Yep.
this, not typically chicken. It
Hmm.
did make me think about an opportunity to have more mashups with sauces, typically paired with other types of meat. For example,
Ooh.
I'd like to see maybe an A1 steak sauce karaage-kun one day, or
Ooh.
a turkey gravy karaage-kun one day, especially with Thanksgiving coming up over here in the United States. But
Ah.
no, I'm a big fan of tartar sauce. I don't know exactly how this is going to work out because this is not a
Mm.
dipping sauce. They've somehow
No.
managed to fuse
Hmm.
the tartar sauce flavor, and you can see there you got the Karaage Kun mascot. He is hugging and squeezing a tartar sauce bottle, and you see it's almost in the cartoon there. He's injecting it somehow
Yes.
into the Karaage Kun. So this is not a dip. Want to be clear about that.
Yeah. No. I think so. As you remember from recent Black Label Karage-kun's premium Karage-kuns, usually these include something inside of the Karage-kun as well. So
Oh.
you had the corn, you had the cheese, and
Oh.
these you actually have these dense bits of stuff inside. So I think this is going to be, like you said, injected. I think we're going to get pockets of tartar sauce
Oh.
in there.
Wow.
So you know what? You know, first thought I was just like, I don't know, but I don't know. I think this is possible. This could be a new thing, like you said, with the sauces inside, and I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about it.
Excited to see this product and hopefully hoping to see it on at the Gemba segment in the coming weeks.
Oh, I do as well. All right, so going on to one other chickie this week. What do we got? We've got none other
Mm.
than
Ooh.
the Family Mart premium chicken
Mm.
honetsuki, that's the bone in. And Matt, you know, this is not a new item. This is a seasonal item, I think you'd call it. You know, every winter, as we reviewed all the combinis and their sort of preparation for the Christmas season, this usually gets wheeled out around this time. This is a classic, and you know, I think our viewers and listeners well, especially our viewers will understand, this is just a drumstick. This is a drumstick right here,
Mm-hmm.
folks.
Mm-hmm.
And for our listeners, yeah, it's just whatever you think when you think of drumsticks. That's what it is. But it's the premium chicken. I don't know, Matt. What do you think about the Family Mart's premium chicken here?
It looks, of course, outstanding. I'm a big fan of the bone-in
Mm,
chicken because you can get a better handle on it. You can, I
yeah.
mentioned that you can pivot it, and you can get a couple foot-pounds of torque on the bite there, and unleash just a splattering of chicky juice. So I'm pretty excited about this. 13 herbs and spices as well on this thing.
Hey.
But I don't know. My Japanese is a little rusty here, Mike. Are they saying that they're limiting the quantity of these premium chickens here to
Mm-hmm.
30 per store? Is that correct?
Yeah, I imagine this is 30 per day. This
Per
could,
day.
if
Per
this
day.
was
It's got to
30,
be.
yeah, yeah. It does say limited to 30 per store, but yeah, if this was per store, I mean, it would sell out in one morning. So I can't imagine that's what this is. But
Well, sure, the
it is,
construction workers would polish that off by 6:30 a.m.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, no doubt. And but it is the premium chicken, and it's another sign that Christmas and winter is here. So, yep, that wraps us up for the Chiki Wars this week. I think, Matt, next we're going to be looking at the scoreboard.
That's right, Mike. Each week we look at the scoreboard where we see how many new items are coming out at the big three Conbini. And the
Mm-hmm.
numbers this week, we got Family Mart at 59,
Mm-hmm.
Lawson at 32, and 7-Eleven at 114. Mike, any reaction to those numbers this week?
7-Eleven a little bit lower than normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting,
Mm-hmm.
especially coming in the winter season. I'd
Mm-hmm.
expect to see more like 150. Who knows, 180. The other numbers, I don't know. It sounds right about right. Seven or Family Mart with around 60, and Lawson with yeah, in the 30s or 40s. So yeah, no, I think it sounds good. What do you think?
Yeah, kind of right in everybody's wheelhouse. No surprises this week.
Hmm.
And next, we're going to check out our winners and losers. We've scanned through all of these items, and each
Yeah.
of us has picked out a winner amongst the big three and a loser
Hmm.
amongst the big three. So, why don't we start off with the losers here, Mike? I'm going to throw yours
Hmm.
up on the big
Hmm.
screen here. Always excited to see
Hmm.
what you managed to pick out here. Oh my God, what the hell?
All right, Matt, what we're looking at here
So,
is the
oh,
Wagyu. Now, that word itself probably gets you excited. Sukiyaki, that also might get you excited. Man, and that's got to get you really excited. But unfortunately, what we're looking at here, we've got a Nikuman here. We got some really juicy, delicious looking
yeah.
beef around here. What this is, it's a sukiyaki. For people who don't know, sukiyaki is it's you basically um, it's a grilled meats and vegetables, and then what you do is you have a raw egg that you crack
Mm,
and put into a dish, and then you dip those things into
mhm,
that and eat them. So sukiyaki, I mean, it's a classic Japanese dish, but what they were trying to do here is combine the two main ingredients in that, which were the egg and the beef. But Matt, as you can see, this looks like, I don't know. You got a Nikuman. We love Mons here at the
mm.
Conbini Boys. They're one of, I mean, it's top of the line. But unfortunately, this beef looks like it is farting out some egg yolk here. It's really a sad state of affairs. They got to get a diaper to get this thing under control. I don't know, Matt. I love Mons and I hate to pick this up, and it's from Lawson as well, which has been on top of its game recently, but this just doesn't look like the Mon for me. How about you?
Yeah, Mike, I gotta tell you, I was really confused when I pulled this up because I saw the name of the product and I thought I had made a mistake pulling up your winner because surely Wagyu, Nikuman,
Yeah.
Suki, that actually sounds pretty good. But then the
Hmm.
image, the
Hmm.
image is absolutely horrifying. As you said, it is farting out an egg yolk here, which is just a travesty. This could have been a near perfect product, but
Hmm.
they blew it by insisting on adding the raw egg yolk inside of the Nikuman. So wow, that is disappointing to say the
Yep.
least.
Yep. Disappointing is the key word. I think, like you said, one mix in this and it would have been great, but nope, that's my loser for the week.
Okay, Mike, on to my loser. Mine comes from FamilyMart here, and this is the fried tofu, cheese, and pizza sauce dish. Um,
What?
yeah, what we're looking at here is sort of cubes of fried tofu topped with shredded, looks like mozzarella cheese and some bacon
Oh.
with some sweet tomato pizza sauce.
Mm.
Um, Mike, I think this is from the Family Mart's Totally Hammered with No Food in the Fridge series. Um, just somebody scraping together parts to piece together something that looks like food. Yeah, this is horrifying, Mike. I can't imagine this tastes good at all.
No, recently we've seen, and to your and your wife's delight, some vegetarian options
That's right.
in the Conbini. I think maybe that's what they're going for here. I'm not sure, to be honest. I wish they would have gone, left, right, center, back. I don't know anything besides this, because this is a sad state of affairs. Just look at this. There's nothing living going on in this bowl. I mean, this is a cold, sad state of affairs. I imagine this is a heated dish. It,
It's
it
got to be
must
heated.
be.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
Got to be.
oh man, yeah, the battered and fried cotton tofu is topped with cheese and spicy pizza sauce to give it a pizza-like
Pizza
taste. Yeah.
like taste. Yes.
Yeah, good luck with that. I don't think that this is gonna make it out. This is gonna be a 1 week item. They're gonna kick it off the shelves. Nobody's ever gonna, remember it. Yeah, this is a unfortunate item, and I totally understand.
All right. Well, let's pick ourselves back up here and take a look at some winners. Let's see what you
Yeah.
got in the winner's circle this
Yep.
week, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling it up here.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh boy.
whoa.
Oh boy.
Mm. Oh,
Yes.
holy.
Yes, my friend. For our podcast listeners, you can't see this, but let me
Ooh.
describe what you're looking at here. Well, let me explain what the item is. This is the Fuatoro. The Fuatoro. If that doesn't get you excited already, this is the Fua Merengue no Ricotta pancake. And ladies and gentlemen, what we're looking at here, we're looking at some pancakes. But that is got some ricotta cheese on top of that and
Mm.
some maple sauce. And these are the softest pancakes I've ever seen in my life. This is just two pancakes, and you
Mm.
got that nice sauce. And oh my goodness, Lawson, what they've been doing recently with these soft dishes. We had the
Mm.
wiener a couple of weeks ago, and man, I don't know how they make things so soft. I just want to eat this. Wake up in the morning, it's
Mm.
cold. You got this nice soft pancake. Oof, this just looks amazing, and yeah, I definitely want to get my hands on this.
Mike, this is one of the best products I've seen in a long time here. These things look so light and fluffy. I think they just melted that butter on top to keep these pancakes from floating away. There was a hashtag going around Twitter yesterday. What's in my lingerie drawer? I'll tell you
Oh.
what. I think these would these would spit nicely inside anybody's. This is a tremendous product here. Outstanding choice. Wow, that is really good looking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, I got to stop looking at this thing. I got to pull myself together here.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
all right. In my winner this week, Mike, this is from 7-Eleven. This is the
Oh.
Mr. Donut Ice Bar. And a quick
Oh.
shout out to Una McGee on Twitter who brought this to our attention. Thank you for doing that.
Mm.
This is a mashup, Mike. This is Mr. Donut, the classic donut chain in
Mm-hmm.
Japan, collaborating with Morinaga, the well-known dessert ice cream company to put together a fantastic looking donut ice bar. This is ice cream
Mm.
bar. Mike, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Donut.
Oh
Actually,
yeah.
when my wife and I we were living in Japan, that was really our date spot, Mr. Donut. We loved it so much. It was actually our first date spot for real. It was a Mr. Donut. We picked up a couple donuts together. And,
Hmm.
we used to go to this ramen shop that was not so good, but we'd have a few brewskis. Next thing you know,
Hmm.
we're eating some bad ramen.
Hmm.
I got about 5 minutes to get home before my butt blows up. I always made time to stop at the Mr. Donut on the way home to pick up a honey glaze, a
Oh.
Ponder ring, and then a wild card, 3 donuts.
Oh.
Have another 2 minutes to get home before the bomb went off, and enjoy those things before heading off to bed. So very excited to see this Mr. Donut ice bar here.
Yeah, this looks amazing. Yeah, Mr. Donut, aka Miss Dough. This is one of the most cherished chains in Japan. As you can see, you've got the legendary logo there. And this looks like it's the Enzeru cream, or the angel cream
Angel cream,
flavored.
that's right.
One of
Yes.
the best. I'm just so glad we could pick up Mr. Donuts here on the Convenient Boys podcast. Like you said, we could. I mean, we have this podcast about the Conbini, but you could have a whole separate podcast show, Netflix series on Mr. Donuts itself. And for anybody in Japan, if you've never been, I can't imagine that is any segment of person in Japan. But this looks amazing, and I would love to have this. This looks great.
All right, so that wraps up for the scoreboard and our winners and losers this week, Mike. Now, what do we
Mhm.
have on tap for our main story this week?
All right, Matt. Well, this week, yeah, we've got a big one. This is a lunker. This is one of the biggest stories we've ever broken on the Conbini Boys podcast. Um, and I just got to give a shout out. This is Kevin O'Shea on Twitter. Told us about this one. Kevin O'Shea of Just Japan Podcast and MakingBetterTeachers.com. Matt, this is a big old story. What I'm talking about, and let me just show you what we're looking at right here. Matt, the Conbini, we've talked about a lot of zones. We got a lot of zones at the Conbini.
Yep.
This is a whole new division of the Conbini. What I'm talking about, Sora News 24, this is what we're looking at. Pairing Japanese whiskey with Fami Chiki at Kyoto's new convenience store bar. That's right. Somehow, FamilyMart in Kyoto has combined the Conbini with a bar. So, Matt, I know you saw this story, but basically what we've got, there's a Family Mart, a convenience store here, and you go in, you buy whatever you need,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's another little door leading into another store, and that store is a bar
Mm.
where you can pair whatever you bought at the Conbini with some whiskey, with some drinks. So basically, it is a merging of the stand-up bar and the Conbini. I know you saw this story. What do you think?
No, I think this is a fantastic idea. The Conbini already has a fabulous selection of alcohol and food that pairs well with alcohol. What's
Mm-hmm.
fabulous here is they have taken it to the next level and have identified a whiskey paired
Mm-hmm.
specifically for the Fami Chiki. On the barrel, it says for Fami Chiki use only. So you pop into the bar, you grab your Fami Chiki, you pair it with a whiskey, and then you can just sip and snack at the Family Mart, Mike. And when you got something like this, why waste your time trudging through a horde of tourists at Fushimi Inari or
Mm-hmm.
Kinkakuji when you can sit back, sip whiskey, eat your Fami Chiki, and view the completely unremarkable and some would say ugly Kyoto Tower just outside the window? This is a much better experience when it comes to going to Kyoto. I think, absolutely outstanding concept.
Yeah.
And I only wish the next time I'm in Japan, this is still there.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And it's really amazing because normally what you do, you go to the Conbini, you buy your drinks, you buy whatever you're going to eat, and then you got that long 10, 20, minute, shuffle home before you can enjoy what you're doing. Here you just get it, boom. And
Right.
Matt, sometimes that 10, 20 minutes can be a game changer in terms of the flavor of that family
Of the
chicken. It's
Chiki,
too
absolutely.
cold.
Yeah.
Gets too cold, that's you've lost a lot of what's great about the family chicky. But
It's a balancing act for sure because you want to pair the Fami Chiki with the beer or the Chu Hai, whatever you got with it,
mhm,
but you
mhm.
also don't want to let it get too cold. So you're always wondering, do I eat this now or do I wait? And now that problem is solved. You've compressed the lead time down from 10 minutes down to almost instant. You buy it, you start sipping, you start snacking.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So this is a huge innovation, and actually we were looking. So Osake no Bijutsukan, Bar Liquor Museum. So actually, this isn't the first instance of this. It
Mm,
seems like they collaborated with Popular, a comedian that we don't talk about much here.
yep.
But last year, and then it looks like Lawson they did something as well. But we're just gonna have to keep our eye on this and see where this goes because who knows? You start with a bar. What's next? It's a restaurant. What's next? I don't even know. So Matt, I don't
Absolutely.
know. This is a whole new frontier.
Totally.
Um, but I'm excited to see what happens.
As am I.
All right, Matt. Well, as you know, last week we had a really exciting event, and that was the return of the spicy commentator herself.
Yes.
And I'm happy to say, for 2 weeks in a row, we got her back again.
Mm.
And this week, she's got something really exciting. If you listened last week, we had quite an ordeal trying to find a certain suite at the Conbini, but we were able to get it. And so, yeah, I think we should just let her take it away. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Hey guys! Today I'll introduce 恋する火曜日のちょこっとリラックスシュー In English, cream puff with chocolate cream. This is the shoe cream from the Conbini drama that Matt and Mike talked about last week. We searched so many 7-Eleven, but I finally got it. The top of this shoe is covered with crystal sugar, which gives it a crunchy texture. A shoe cream with crystal sugar is new and interesting. The pastry is really chewy. The chocolate was not too sweet and really delicious. My score is 4 stars. I'm looking forward to the next episode of this drama. And I'm excited for the next collaboration item. See ya!
Wow.
Whoa.
Outstanding, Mike,
Mm,
that finally you were able to hunt down one of these sweets here. An exciting product, I guess. The innovative crystal sugar on top, making the shoe cream crunchy. You don't
mm.
normally associate the shoe cream with crunch, but they've managed to pull that off here. That sounds outstanding.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, I mean that's a new innovation in terms of shoe technology. Yeah, and finally, like I said, so when we went before, it was almost nine. I think it was maybe 7 to 9
Hmm.
7-Elevens we went to, sold out everywhere. And when we were going home for to my parents this week, we just stopped in an old, who knows, just a random old 7-Eleven, and there it was. So
Wow.
it's luck of the draw, but anyways, yeah, hopefully we're going to be hearing more about these items with this link with this drama in the future, and hopefully we get more of the spicy commentator going
Yeah,
forward.
can't wait to hear more about sweets coming out of the drama and just loving having the spicy commentator back for a second week in a row.
Yep.
All right, Mike, it's now time for my favorite segment each week. That is At the
Hmm.
Gemba with Mike. The Gemba, of course, the place where the action happens. Mike, you are where the action happens in Japan. What items do you have to review this week that we recently featured?
Okay, well, Matt, I got to be completely honest. We haven't recently featured these ones, but
Got it.
you know what? It's getting to be winter, and you know what winter means. It means oden. It means premium fried chicken, and it means Nikuman. And you know, we talked about Nikuman today as well. And Nikuman, it's Chinese style buns, steamed
Mm,
buns with things
mhm.
inside. And so this week, I actually went for a couple different Nikuman this week. So let me just show you what I got. To start off, boom. This is
Ooh.
FamilyMart's Coco Ichi.
Wow.
They did a merger. They
Collabo.
a collabo with Coco
Wow.
Ichi, the famous
Mm.
curry chain in
Wow.
Japan, and this is the cheese curry mon. And as you can see, they got the, I guess,
Oh.
Coco Ichi written there, and then boom, they got the cheese inside. This was great. This for me 4 stars. You know, curry man. I think you'd agree, Matt. When we're talking about the top three mons at the Conbini, you got the Nikuman, you got the pizza mon,
Nikuman.
and you got the curry
Got the
mon.
Curryman. Yeah, that's on
The-
the Mount Rushmore of Nikuman right there.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly. So this is, you know, this is one of the staple lines here, except it's got the cheese, and I gotta say, it was pretty good.
It looks fantastic. And Kokoichi, that
Mm,
is amazing. Kokoichi is probably the largest curry rice chain in Japan.
right.
And to think that their tremendous product is stuffed inside of a Nikuman with
Mm.
melted cheese. I'll tell you what, I'm surprised it only earned 4 out of 5 stars. So, wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Let me just explain a little bit. So it was great, but and only 120 yen, 21 yen, by the way. Let me just throw that in there. So here's my picture here.
okay.
The so it was great. Don't get me wrong, but the cheese was a little overpowering. There were a couple bites where I had, and it didn't even really have the curry flavor. So it was just a little bit overpowering, but in general, it was great.
Great photography here. That's almost
Thank you.
paper salary man level breakdown.
Well, no,
Fantastic.
no, that's way too high of a praise there. No way I'm at the that his level. But all right, and one more I've got. Like I said, I got a couple Nikuman this week. This is the Dodekaman. This one, Matt, as you can see, this is the double the size of the Nikuman.
Wow.
And this is a special item they got going on right now. Let me show you what it looks like. Boom. You can see
Holy
that's
moly,
a
that looks like a
big
freaking car tire. Jesus
that's a big
Christ.
boy. That's a big boy. And
Holy
let me tell you,
moly.
this I'll give it a 3 star. So this was actually a tie-up with the Sendigan, I think is the name of the ramen chain that they
Oh,
and
okay.
they're actually Matt, this is how I was described. Maybe you can see in this Jiro inspired.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no.
So this was a ninniku mashi mashi. This was a
Oh,
garlic bomb going on right here.
bomb. Yep.
But I'd just like to say I'd give it maybe 3 stars. It was a little bit too much for me, to be honest. It was a lot of garlic, and this is what it was wrapped in. As you can see, classic Japanese design here. Matt, I know you have a close connection with Jiro, and Mons in general. Well, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, you actually kind of triggered me there, Mike. I have Jiro PTSD from my time eating that ramen. And then to see the words mash mash there, my goodness, I might need to step away for a second. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Jiro ramen is the style that just piles huge slices of pork, giant pile of bean sprouts, and then loads of garlic. And then the
Mm,
mashi mashi, you can call out for more. So if you want more raw garlic in your ramen, you just say "Ni Niku which is garlic mashi mashi. If you want
Ugh.
more pork fat in your ramen, you can add that too. If you want more pork, you can add that as well. And it's also
Ugh.
a really rich pork broth. It's
Oof.
enough to really put you down. You don't want to go unless you got at least a Neo Rest, like a 150 house, because you're going to be sitting there for a while. You might want to mount a TV in your bathroom beforehand because you're going to settle in for quite a while. This looked good, Mike. It's huge.
Yeah.
400
It's huge.
calories for a Nikuman is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this thing looks like it belongs on a Jeep Wrangler. Yeah. Oof, I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, no, like I said, 3 stars, maybe 2 stars, but yeah, that wraps us up for this week at the Gemba. I'll see what I can get next week.
All right, thanks, Mike. Now, to wrap up the podcast, we're gonna take a trip down memory lane, Mike.
Oh yeah.
A Conbini Memory. We start
the
podcast ending each week with our Conbini Memory.
Mm-hmm.
And after 7 months of encouraging our listeners to call in and leave a Conbini Memory, a listener finally has.
Thank God.
And we're going to play that for our listeners as we promise.
As we promised. We're playing it live. We're not doing any editing here.
So let's go ahead and take a listen to our very first Conbini Memory.
Hey, Conbini boys, this is Josh from Washington, D.C., longtime listener, first-time caller. Just want to share a memory from years ago. It was on a motorcycle journey in the Noto, you know, like listening to my GPS through my headphones, saying things like, in 2 miles, turn left at, onto, and just trying to figure that out and not get lost. So I was a little bit stressed out and trying to figure out what I'd do for lunch, and came across a FamilyMart someplace in the middle of the Noto, and was just looking for something really refreshing, and went inside, and there was the comfort of kind of knowing what was going on. I didn't have to use my very limited Japanese to try to talk to someone in a restaurant that might have been serving dinner or like not serving lunch or something like that. So went into Conbini and was thinking like, wow, man, what's going to be refreshing? So I picked up a Boss Black, an umeboshi onigiri, and then I was like, you know what? I could really go for something else, and I just didn't know what it was. And then I found these glorious isosceles right triangles of somehow like
the snack
bread that looked like it never had crust on it at all. Like, not that somebody had cut it off, but just like crustless bread wrapped around
lunch pack.
What I'm pretty sure was just lettuce. It was just like a lettuce sandwich, and it looked like the best thing that I could possibly have eaten. And let me tell you, it was amazing. So I grabbed my bag, got back on my motorcycle, and found a beautiful vista where it seemed like it was permissible to eat food, and had my lunch. And it was just an amazing, wonderful day where the Conbini came to my rescue as I was wandering. So anyway, love the show, guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Have a good one.
Matt, hold on. You're gonna have to take the lead because I'm starting to tear up a little bit on that end in there.
Well, we often talk about the Conbini as that shining beacon, and here another example where a man is lost, nowhere to go, and there it is, that shining bright light. In this case, a FamilyMart. Walks in. Doesn't even knows right away what to do. The Boss Black.
The Boss Black.
The umeboshi onigiri.
Yeah.
And then the isosceles, perfectly described. Yes, has this bread ever had crust on it? Probably not. Stuffed with lettuce. and he was on his way back on his motorcycle. Rescued was the word he used, Mike. How many times has the Conbini rescued somebody? Probably countless numbers of times.
Yeah. What a beautiful story. And I just got to say thank you to this anonymous caller. I mean, this is one of the great memories I've heard. And like I said, I was tearing up a little bit there at the end, you know. This vista, you're overlooking the Sea of Japan. You've got your Conbini Hall. You got your motorcycle parked to the side. I mean, is there really anything that rises above that? I don't think so. If somebody, you know, hopefully in the future, maybe someone has an even more beautiful Conbini memory. But for now, I just got to say, thank you, caller. We thank you after all these months we've been waiting, and thank you for having and sharing such a wonderful story.
Yeah, thank you to that caller, and hopefully this will inspire more of our listeners to call in with their own Conbini memories. Well, Mike, that wraps up the show this week. Episode 29 is in the can. To all of our listeners, thank you. And please share and rate the podcast so more folks can find it. Also, check out our YouTube channel where you can see all of the items that we're talking about. Like and subscribe. Also, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you do want to share a Conbini memory, just call us at 617-453-8207, and we'll play your Conbini memory on the podcast. Thanks, everybody. And Mike, I'll see you at the Conbini.
See you at the Conbini, Matt. The Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini. They're the Conbini. They're the Conbini. They're the Conbini.